Hello, I'm Debra Stevens, Chief Justice of the Washington State Supreme Court. I want to update you on some of the steps being taken to keep courts operating and to provide critical justice services to all who need them, particularly as this period of social distancing extends forward. First, I want to assure you that courts across Washington are deeply committed to serving their communities and are working diligently and creatively to ensure access to justice during this public health emergency. Protection orders are still being issued, urgent disputes are still being heard, questions in family law cases are still being answered, and matters of safety and civil rights are still being addressed. To continue providing these essential services during the COVID-19 outbreak, our courts, just like many Washingtonians, are conducting much of their work remotely through the use of telephone meetings, video proceedings, email and web-based communications and filings. While most courts have used these methods in some capacity before, the unprecedented situation we now face requires that the entire judicial branch move to remote proceedings whenever possible. Through the State Administrative Office of the courts, we are making available to every judicial officer in Washington their own web-based video conferencing platform, and are also working on a statewide resource to support the electronic signing of court documents. We will continue working to develop new systems that maintain access to justice while protecting the health and safety of all participants in court proceedings. In order to effectively provide services during this public health emergency, the judicial branch has been working collaboratively with the other branches of government in the statewide response effort. I appreciate the emergency measures the governor has put into place that will assist courts in protecting children and families, providing emergency protection orders in domestic violence and abuse cases, and in managing criminal dockets. I also appreciate the dedicated work of local elected officials to support court services in every county, city, and town. We all know that courts will continue to feel the impact of this public health crisis long after the immediate need for social distancing passes, and we will keep working to develop innovative approaches to administering justice in a fair and timely fashion. The Washington judiciary is also committed to the openness and transparency of court proceedings. That has been a hallmark of our justice system since the adoption of our state constitution in 1889. As we work to conduct more proceedings remotely, we are developing methods to share court hearings online for public viewing. For instance, when the Supreme Court resumes oral arguments in late April, those arguments will be conducted remotely through Zoom and live streamed by TVW. Rest assured that judicial branch leaders across Washington are carefully weighing questions of open access to courts, legal and civil rights, and the health and safety of court users and staff members as we implement emergency measures. We ask for your patience as courts continue to stand up new processes and new platforms, and as we quickly expand our use of both. We know there is a learning curve for everyone involved, but we are committed to working through the challenges and innovating new methods of providing justice services during this state of emergency. Finally, I want to express my sincere appreciation to the entire court community in Washington for their dedication and diligence. My colleagues and I on the Supreme Court know how hard judges, court clerks, and support staff are working under stressful circumstances to keep cases moving forward and keep courts open and serving their communities. I also want to thank the broader justice community for everything they are doing to maintain justice. The attorneys providing pro bono help, the state and local bar associations supporting their members and the public, the prosecutors and defense counsel working to ensure that rights are protected and our communities are safe, and the many legal professionals working hard to keep the wheels of justice turning. Your dedication is what makes our justice system work. Thank you also to the members of the public who are bearing with us as we make these necessary changes to meet the public health emergency. If you are someone who needs assistance from your local court, you can find their phone numbers, email addresses, and websites in our statewide court directory. Go to www.courts.wa.gov. You will find a link to the directory at the top of the page. At the Washington Courts website, you can also learn more about the court's response to the COVID-19 pandemic at our webpage dedicated to these efforts. Please know, however long this public health emergency lasts, the courts and the judicial branch are 100% committed to keeping courts working and justice available to all the people of Washington. We will continue to give you our best efforts every day. Take good care, be safe, and be well.